I am 4 months into my 8 months of maternity leave, and I wanted to take you with me today as I undertake my first Keeping in Touch day as an environmental and sustainability manager. Although today will mostly be focused on the actual work that I'm doing, I also wanted to take you through my day to demonstrate what a Keeping in Touch day actually looks like. Anyway, as you see, this is kind of what I've got set up at the moment. My main goals today is to go through this progress tracker and better understand what levels we're aiming for in the operations rating. But I will go through that in more detail as we progress through the day. Good morning, it is 7 a.m. I've just finished feeding baby. I've put him down in the bouncer next to me. He's just chilling out for now. I might actually end up putting him into his cot. Usually after a feed, he plays around for a little bit until 7:30, but it looks like today he's a bit zonked out. Which is funny because today is actually the first day that he's completely slept through the night. Like, we put him down at 8:30 p.m. and he woke up at like just after 6. So that's kind of crazy and exciting. Anyway, I'm going to pump. I've got my Spectra here, and then depending on what this guy's doing, I'm going to try and get my breakfast in before his feed at 9. See you then. So it's just before 8 a.m. I finished pumping, just putting my milk into these. Baby did end up sleeping. He's still asleep. Got him on the monitor. He was a little bit fussy, but not enough to like impact my pumping, thank goodness. In the morning and at night, I use the Spectra pump, which is plugged into the wall, so I can't really go anywhere. The reason I pump is because as a newborn, he just wasn't really latching very well. He does okay now, but he's still quite like on the lower percentage of weight for his age. So we've just gotten in the habit of supplementing his breastfeeds with a bottle at the end. We've gotten in that habit. It works well. So I've just emptied out the pumps. I won't use these ones again for the rest of the day. I'll just use my wearable ones. So I've just put them aside to be washed. And then I'm going to fill up a couple bottles for his next couple feeds. Okay, the bottles are prepped and in the fridge, so that's all good. Now making my breakfast. The anxiety and rush to try and get everything done while baby is asleep is insane. Like, he's pretty good. Obviously not perfect, he's a baby. But all in all, he hasn't been too bad compared to some other stories I have heard. If anyone cares, I'm having yogurt with muesli and strawberries I've made. This is not the actual pistachio paste. That's oh god, look at this. It looks so gross. I tried to make my own and I failed miserably. Anyway, today I think I really wanted to kind of include essentially my whole day, just to kind of show the reality, I suppose, at least my reality. If there's something I've learned from having a baby, is that everyone's situations are so drastically different. Each mother is different, each father is different, each family member and person involved within the birth is different, each baby is different. So, you know, this isn't necessarily going to be the same for everyone, but I just thought it would be interesting just to kind of share my day. So obviously the main focus is around completing my Keeping in Touch day for work, where I'll go into more detail later, but basically I just need to touch base with the team and get some things sorted before the end of the year. My goal is to get it all done today, but depending on how baby goes, how demanding he is, how I go, how tired I am, it may bleed into tomorrow as well. At the end of the day though, I won't be working on it for more than the equivalent of one work day. Anyway, I'm gonna finish off making my breakfast while I can, get into that, and then I probably will not actually start working till after his 9 a.m. feed. So quick update, it is 9:30 and baby is still asleep. So I'm actually gonna go and wake him up to feed him. He's been asleep so long that I've been able to get started a bit, just doing really basic Excel table prep, and obviously managed to get changed and everything. So I'm gonna wake him up, feed him, and then I'll get into the nitty-gritty of kind of what I'm working on and any background information. So the next section is definitely going to be a bit more technical stuff, and hopefully baby will allow me to do that. I have the bouncer behind me. I don't know if you can see it, but he will be hanging out there while I attempt to work. Okay, it is 10:30 a.m. and now is the moment of truth. I'm not sure how good the noise cancelling of this mic is, but depending, you may be able to hear baby in the bouncer next to me making some sounds. So he is wide awake and I'm going to try and get some work done. If you see me turn to the side, I'm probably just trying to bounce him to soothe him a little bit. So I also got this mic delivered. Hello. He sounds like he's trying to do a poo. Yeah, I got this mic delivered, so I've hooked that in. So hopefully the volume and quality is good. Hopefully there's a bit of noise cancelling so you can't hear baby trying to poop in the background. But basically, I'll just give you a quick overview of what we'll be working on today. So I've mentioned before, but I am a environment and sustainability manager. And today, although I'm 4 months out from going back to work, I'm going to try and use up my keeping in touch day today. The reason I'm using this keeping in touch day today is because I want to touch base with the team before the end of the year. We also had someone new start just after I went on parental leave. So I think it'd be a good time to kind of just get everything in order before the end of the year. And then I probably won't touch base with them again until like a month before I go back. So just a bit of an overview, I suppose, of part of what my role includes, just so you understand what we're actually working on for those who don't know. Just a bit of warning, I am going to get very specific regarding sustainability within construction and specifically the Infrastructure Sustainability Council rating. There's several different ratings. There's like a design and as-built, which is for your basic construction projects. And then there's something called an operations rating, which is what me and my team are trying to get. I decided to just read off what's called the technical manual. It's written by the Infrastructure Sustainability Council, and it just gives a good overview of what the rating actually is and what the Infrastructure Sustainability Council actually is. So, the Infrastructure Sustainability Council of Australia is a member-based non-for-profit public and private industry council. ISCA is the peak industry body for advancing sustainability outcomes in infrastructure. A bit debatable, but anyway. ISCA's mission is improving the productivity and livability of industry and communities through sustainability in infrastructure. ISCA specialises in the facilitation and development of industry-led performance-based integrated triple bottom line governance and reporting frameworks, decision tools and rating schemes, generating communities of practice throughout the life cycle from funding, planning, procurement, design and delivery to operations and maintenance. Now, obviously, this is coming from the technical manual.
they're going to talk themselves up. As they mentioned, they are a non-for-profit organization. They're separate to like the companies that we work for, or from the government, or from anyone else. So they are a private company. At the end of the day, this is obviously talking quite highly of them. I did want to kind of point out that there are some shortcomings of the rating and of ISCA. So just wanted to put that out there. Despite what this blurb kind of says, they aren't all perfect. Anyway, ISCA advanced sustainability outcomes in infrastructure through the development and facilitation of the IS rating scheme, which is what I'm going to be working on today. The IS rating scheme is an industry compiled voluntary sustainability performance rating scheme evaluating planning, design, construction, and operation of all infrastructure asset classes in all sectors linking industry, communities, and commerce beyond regulatory standards. Since launching in 2012, over 80 billion in infrastructure and civil works projects and assets across Australia and New Zealand have either been certified or registered for an IS rating. The IS rating scheme is Australia's only comprehensive rating scheme for evaluating sustainability across design, construction, and operation of infrastructure. ISCA also provides support at the planning phase through blah, blah, blah. So I hope that makes sense. So basically, ISCA is the council that runs the rating. They're a private company, but it's a really good way to kind of evaluate how well a project is achieving sustainable outcomes. So within the rating itself, hey, little guy, hey. So within the rating itself, there are a whole heap of credits. So each credit kind of covers a sustainability topic. For instance, energy, heritage, whatever. And then within each credit, there are different levels that you can achieve. So what I'm going to be doing today is going through... Hi, little honey. So what I'm going to be doing today is going through what levels we're saying we're targeting, what level we need to achieve in order to meet our contract KPI, and just making sure that all the plans and everything that the team have sent through are in line with what we need to do, basically. So I hope all that makes sense. I'm going to pay my son some attention for a little bit, and then I'm going to get stuck into that, and I'll touch base when there's something worth saying. Okay, so it is 11:30, and as you can see, I am soothing my child. I think, so usually he feeds about midday, but he's getting a bit fussy now, so we'll probably get him ready for his feed now. And then after that, play around with him for a bit until about 1 o'clock. And then he has a nap until 2:30, which is his next feed. So what I'll do is I'll feed him, I'll pay my son some attention until 1, and then I'll get my lunch together and continue working on this. So I got about half an hour to an hour worth of work done, which isn't too bad. I've just kind of gone through and finished putting together a template of all the levels, and now I'm just kind of going through each credit and just looking back at what feedback we've had before, looking at what we've put down in the actions, and just determining basically what a reasonable target level is. So anyway, I'm going to go get this big guy some food, and I'll probably won't check back with you guys again until he is asleep. So hopefully that will be around 1 p.m, but we'll see. So quick update. It is 1:20 and this little guy does not want to go to sleep.
So I'm going to try and soothe him. Oh, I'm shaking the camera while trying to soothe him. I'm going to spend about another 20 minutes trying to soothe him to get him down in his cot. And if he's so cute. If he's still not interested, I have a carrier that I will use, and we'll pop him in the carrier and try and maybe do a bit of a contact nap. My desk is also a standing desk, so I think that's just how I'll have to get the work done. I'll have to put him in the carrier and use the standing desk's capabilities. So I don't know, in 10 minutes, so at 1:30 you'll see me again with or without the baby. But let's see how we go. As you can see, I have a baby on me. It is 1:45. He would not settle to go into his cot, which is fine. He's asleep now on me. It's obviously just a bit easier to work when you don't have a baby on you, but that's okay. I can't remember what I last updated, but I'm just going to keep going through each of the credits. There's not much to talk about there. I won't really show you exactly what I'm doing because it's not super interesting. Something I might do though, depending on screen recording capabilities, is show you through the tracker that I have created. So basically it's a way for us to track our rating and what levels we're targeting, what points that equates to, and basically the risk in terms of whether or not we think we'll achieve that level. Anyway, I'm going to get onto that, try and pump out as much as I can. As I said, I only have 45 minutes before his next feed. And after that feed, all hell breaks loose, basically. So I won't be getting much done. I might be able to get a bit more done once my husband gets home, but that is not being relied upon because he is very demanding in the early evening. And the house is a bit of a mess because I've been trying to work all day and haven't had a chance to really do any of the other house-related things that I usually am able to get done. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll probably see you again about 3:30 after his last feed, just to give you an update on how everything went and what's left to do. So just to kind of summarize, I probably worked for about, say, 20 minutes, half an hour before I ended up feeding him at 9:30. And then I got a decent amount, about an hour done between 10:30 and 11:30. And then probably right on 45 minutes, I would say, between like 1:45 and 2:30. So that's not too bad. It's okay, but it just shows, and I'm exhausted. I'm so tired, and there's a bunch of stuff that I need to get done. I need to wash all the bottles I've used. I need to wash my pump. As I said, I haven't had a chance to pump again because I haven't had a chance to wash anything. I haven't had a chance to set him down and also not do work. The washing, I think I said that I wanted to get done earlier. Haven't gotten done. So yeah, I guess it's, although I feel like overall I've been quite successful in terms of getting my actual work done, there's a lot that's had to not get done in order for that to occur. For anyone with a kid, as you're aware, some days you just get nothing done. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the progress. So is he, apparently. Is that right? So yeah, a pretty successful day altogether. I hope that gave you some sort of insight into what it's like trying to do these keeping in touch days. As I said, I'm going to continue to work on it tomorrow, but overall, in terms of hours worked, it won't be more than a standard business day. So I'm happy just kind of logging it as one keeping in touch day. And anyway, I'll probably need the extra 4,
moving closer into me going back. Thank you for tuning in. If you've been here the whole time, I'd love to hear any comments or things you'd like to see, either in terms of more like video essay form. Oh no, honey. One moment. He's started to become so vocal that I don't know what's him being happy and just vocal and what's about to turn into a cry. Is that so? Hey. He's laughing now. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with all of this. Oh yeah, let me know if there's any kind of topics you'd like me to address, if there's anything else you'd like to see. I'd really appreciate it. Obviously, just starting out with all this, so it'll mean the world. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Bye.